You did everything you could to get there on time, and now you're stuck against your will. The train is delayed. Traffic is backed up. You can feel your mind starting to spiral. You are angry, then anxious, then irrational. You start thinking about the most ridiculous solutions just to regain some sense of control. But you need to get a grip on yourself. This is where the Stoics become useful, because Stoicism is not about controlling the world. It's about learning how not to surrender our clarity and discernment to shifting circumstances and to optimize our ability to adapt. In previous videos, we explored that we have more control over our experience of the world than we first realize, that we are affected by events in our lives by our own interpretation of them. And that interpretation is within our control to change. But what do the Stoics believe we should do in those moments when life doesn't go our way? When circumstances refuse to arrange themselves according to our preferences? And when our attachment to an outcome lies beyond our control? Because we become so preoccupied by the things that are outside of our control that we start surrendering the very things that are within our control. Our judgment, our response, and our ability to adapt. Well, Epictetus got straight to the point when he said, "There is only one road to happiness. Let this rule be at hand, morning, noon, and night. Stay detached from things that are not up to you." Well, if only it were that easy. The Stoic aim is to regard externals, or the outside world, without attachment, or more specifically, to refuse to allow our inner state to be thrown on the tides or destabilized by external conditions we do not control. It also means being able to have a preference for a certain outcome without being attached to whether that outcome occurs. A great deal of Stoic inquiry is the study of externals, with the aim to see reality more objectively, understanding how we misjudge it, and seeing the ways it tends to gain control over us. And now, just for context, you're going to hear me cycle through Stoic terms like internal and external, along with more modern terms like subjective and objective. I may also refer to them as the internal world and the external world. But in all cases, we are talking about the same basic meaning, that which is within our control and that which is outside of our control. Things are not always going to go our way. People change. Circumstances shift, outcomes disappoint. The question is not whether the outside world will move. It will. The question is, will you be moved with it? If your attention is fixed on what you can't control, then every change in circumstance has the power to destabilize you. But when your attention is anchored within what remains within your control, then disappointment is still disappointment, but it does not overthrow your ability to interpret and respond. Let's do a thought experiment. Let's return to our earlier problem of being stuck in traffic. Because sometimes we could do everything right ahead of time. We can plan well, leave on time, and try to execute the day properly, and then something goes wrong anyway. The vehicle ahead has been in an accident, and now the entire lane is jammed. You look at the time and realize you're screwed. And as the line of cars inch forward, you keep checking the clock, and every time you see the hand getting closer to the hour, your anxiety rises, and then panic starts to kick in. And once panic takes over, your mind starts generating the most irrational response patterns. Abandon the car and run, make a reckless detour, or catastrophize the situation and spiral further. In this case, the Stoics would say the underlying mechanism to this panic is when preference becomes an attachment. You want it to arrive on time. But the moment you become attached to that preference, every other possibility starts to feel unacceptable and panic sets in. The traffic jam is the trigger, But the deeper problem is that your judgment has become tied to an outcome that is outside of your control. So how do we interrupt panic mode and activate our reasoning? The override code is responsibility. Take responsibility for what is in your control and release what lies outside it. In a situation like this, the move is to immediately ask, what part of this can I still control? What can I take responsibility for right now? You can't control the traffic, but you can do the harder thing and take responsibility for how you respond. You can make the difficult call to notify that you'll be late. You can reschedule the appointment. You can even cancel. None of those responses are your preferences, of course, but they are what is still within your control. You stop asking, how do I avoid this feeling? And start asking, what can I do responsibly from here? Disappointment is still disappointment. The situation is still inconvenient. But now you are no longer completely at the mercy of it. You cut your losses, acted responsibly, and preserved your ability to reason. And in doing so, you gain something more important: self-command. Epictetus said, man's perplexity is all about externals, his importance about externals. What will I do? How will it take place? How will it turn out? Let this not happen or that. These are all the cries of people worried about things that are not up to them. If there's anyone whose nature is so fine that he is anxious about those things, I'll just remind him, why are you distressed? Rest assured, it is up to you. Now, the critics would say that's emotional detachment. I call it rationally attuned.